has been showing right now. Michigan not able to recover on those balls.
And you saw the hitting percentages. Penn State at 353, kind of microscopic for Michigan, although they come through just .036 until that one. So that'll help out the Michigan cause as they cut the margin down to 3.
Yeah, Zimmerman's real good at running an offense, but equally she is as good as with attacking the ball. And when she gets into a rhythm, she will attack the ball sharp and short, but then she'll also whip it deep.
Glass, Armato there with the hammer. Good get by the Wolverines. That's Glass. That's play by Hodge. Great play in the back row, but double contact call. And I tell you what, solid play by both teams, but Michigan comes out on top and gets that point. As you look at Lexi Zimmerman, you can see where she stands all time with assists for the Maize and Blue. Got off to serve again. It was 4, now the cushion is 2. Well, I tell you what, sometimes you just anticipate that Hodge is going to put it away, and it left the opening in the back row.
Well, I talked about how good Penn State's block is, but Michigan showing that they can block too. And again, if you can block Penn State's outside hitters and get in their head a little bit, momentum will shift to your side.
Donoff again with the serve, the lead down to 1. And now the lead has evaporated. The question I have is, Audrey, how much do you find out about the match the night before? Do you think Michigan knows that Ohio State tested Penn State in that 3rd set and what they did to be effective?
Oh, absolutely. You know that Coach Rosen talked to Michigan about how close Ohio State was at almost beating Penn State. And truly, Michigan is a much more well-rounded team than Ohio State. So they know that Penn State is on the road and that, you know, their Michigan team has a chance at taking a set away from them tonight.
Megan Hodge comes through with a kill to make it 16-15, her 3rd in this match, and she will now serve. One of the 4 co-captains for Penn State, and the battle at the net is won by Michigan. Zimmerman again, more than just a setter, proving it one more time.
Yeah, she's so spirited and feisty. She'll take risks.
She reminds me of you.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a nice compliment. You know, she'll take those risks, and she had Armato on her, but she pushed it past Armato's right hand and scored for her team.
Hodge, the block there at the net for Michigan again. Hodge is pumped.
Yes, she is. It was a back row attack from Penn State, and you can clearly see that Michigan has scouted this team. They respect the back row attackers and put up a nice block against them.
14 block now for the Wolverines. The joust at the net, won by Glass. Again, showing you the strength of the center for the Nittany Lions as she comes through with a big point there to kind of end that momentum for the Wolverines. Armato will check out, and Kelsey Ream, out of State College, PA, will come in to serve now for the Nittany Lions. 9 at 17 in set number 1. That's Cross. And the Nittany Lions are ready at the net.
You know, you talk about how important passing is. That pass was slightly off, forced Zimmerman to the left front area. Zimmerman only having 1 hitting option. Penn State's block reads that. They line up perfectly against her.
3 blocks now for Penn State in this 1st set. Jackson on the slide goes to Ariel Wilson. Well, she's been on an offensive tear as of late for the Nittany Lions. Last night, 11 kills against the Buckeyes, just 1 off her season high, and she hit 625.
And what a deceptive set by Alicia Glass. She jump set it. She was facing the net. Great set to her.
Michigan takes a timeout. 19-17. Nittany Lions on top here on Big Ten Network. State unblemished now, leading in set number 1, 19-17. Proud to have you aboard here on the Big Ten Network. As once again, it'll be Kelsey Ream serving for Penn State. The outside they go. That's Glass sitting in the middle that time. Can they get there in time? They cannot. Good block at the net by the Wolverines. You know, you talk about Penn State and Russ Rose and what he's done. I mean, it's boggling the mind to think of it. Last year, inducted into the Hall of Fame. You can see what he's done. And you can see some of the other undefeated seasons in the past where Penn State stands now in comparison to Nebraska, Southern Cal, and Long Beach. But I tell you what, if they can run the table here and not lose a set, not only during the regular season but in the tournament, that would be something unequaled. I think people don't understand how difficult that is, Audrey, to go out there and take 3 straight every night.
I know, it's incredible, and sometimes I think, you know, it's a great thing to do, but maybe we focus on coach. I mean, he's won Big Ten title after Big Ten title, and you don't necessarily have to have an undefeated season to be very proud of the way your team plays, but undoubtedly that's a huge, huge accomplishment for his team, and what they've been able to do this year has been unprecedented.
Good point. Bruck with a shot, sails wide, not touched by Penn State. Point at the Alliance. Christian now 21-18.
Yeah, I was going to mention 12 Big Ten titles. I mean, so many coaches in the Big Ten would like one Big Ten title under their belt. So it's just incredible what he's been able to do.
So I asked him, how much longer do you want to coach? And he says, as long as the players still bring energy to my life and not the other way around, I'll continue. And you realize if he goes another season plus, he could have 1,000 career victories. A winning percentage for us at around 88%. It's unheard of. Pause to serve now. Middle attack that time for Ariel Wilson. Last year she was the regional MVP, and they told her, and she's nonplussed about it, like, no, that's great. Very low. And I think that's the strength of Penn State. They never get too high, they never get too low.
Yeah, and you would think a team that has so many decorated athletes that their personal egos would get in their way of accomplishing team goals, but this Penn State team has got great chemistry, and they are able to just kind of put those personal accomplishments aside and just focus on team goals.
Nice touch that time, but a good get by Michigan. Clock for the next. And a net violation.
Yeah, when the ball hits the antenna, that ball is out of bounds, and that time the attacker for Michigan hit the ball into the antenna, so point goes to Penn State. 23-19, and another timeout now. Penn State now with 5 players with 2 more kills. Hodge and Glass, ironically, Glass the center, helping to lead the way now with 3 kills apiece. So it's 23-19 in this one in set number 1. And you made a good point about sometimes focusing too much on that unblemished mark that they have also when it comes to sets too. And Russ Rose, I know, would just take, a win here tonight, get your team playing well as you head into the postseason, and we'll see if that's the scenario. Michigan is a team that's, playing pretty well right now. They got by Indiana last night in 3 straight. Don't forget, Big Ten Tonight, what a sports program that is. If you want to know what's going on, check it out. Big Ten Tonight with all the information you need. Michigan State, Minnesota hockey recap will be coming your way. Also, the college football highlights. Kind of put into perspective what happened today in college football and how it pertains to the Big Ten. Also, 7 men's and 4 women's teams in action today, and have all the highlights of Big Ten Tonight and analysis as they're joined by Tim Doyle. Join Rick Pizzo and Mike Hall for all the action coming up after hockey right here on the Big Ten Network. 23-19. Coach Rosen, what did he tell his team during the break? Well, I think to just continue to serve tough. I mean, they like it when Lexi Zimmerman only has one hitting option on the left side. They are able to block very well, set up a good block, and they've got great defensive specialists on their side of the net, so they're able to dig around a nice block.
Outside the attack goes, and there he is, Alex Hunt again. You got a lefty playing on the left side. How unique is that?
Well, what's unique about it is you don't see it very often in practice. So you're not able to practice against blocking a lefty. But the thing that Hunt brings to the court is she's able to hit angle or line shot as a left-handed player.
Back row attack that time by Frost. A good block in the middle by the Wolverines. It's a free one now for Amazing Blue. Goes to Hunt again off the block. Well, Hunt is not playing like a freshman anymore.
No, she's certainly not. And that shot high off the top of the blocker's hands is a great shot, and one that coaches have their left side hitters practice a lot. That ball that gets deflected and goes sailing out of bounds is virtually impossible for the back row defensive players to get.
Penn State now will take a timeout as Rick Rose wants to make sure that his team can be a good salesperson and actually close the deal. I think that was the issue last night. It was something to watch Penn State and Ohio State in that 3rd set, because Ohio State was up 24-23 in set number 3, and also I believe up at 28-27, couldn't close it out, and Penn State came all the way back and won it 30-28. And you talk about it. Maybe it's good to go ahead and lose that 1 set because it's not the end of the world. But again, there's so many people that are watching this operate for the first time saying this is a chance for something that you've never seen before in college volleyball at any level, a chance for a perfect regular season.
That's right. And sometimes being in those intense situations when the match is on the line or a set's on the line is a perfect test for your players. They need to deal with that emotion that they feel out there, and they want to be, the coaches want to see who wants to be the person to get the kill. Who is the go-to hitter in those intense situations?
The transition between leagues meant nothing to Russ Rose and company. Look what they have done, the domination they have seen under his leadership. And you mentioned last year he was inducted into the ABCA Hall of Fame and actually wore a tie for that ceremony because his wife demanded that he wear the tie. And it's the only time in my 20 years of the 30 that he's been there that I've actually seen him wear a tie. Pence to serve now for Michigan. They're down by 2 at 23-21. Look out. The intense strength. Let's see if there was any contact with the net at all. No. Give the point now to Penn State and Ariel Wilson. Wilson elevates so rapidly.
Oh, she does, yes. And Glass sets her tight to the net because she's actually, Wilson has the ability to hit over top of the block.
Set point here in the first set. Good get, but it sails wide. And Michigan still alive in this one, down by 2 at 24-22.
Boy, I like the way Alex Hunt for Michigan, number 8, just went for it. It could have been Penn State's point there. Had she made a hitting error, she went for it, and she got it for her team.
Hunt comes through with another kill now for Michigan. She's got 6 already in this match. Megan Bauer, I think, hurt her right hand, so she's going to be attended to. So there's a brief stoppage out on the court. We talked about what happened last night for Penn State for Michigan. A very strong performance against Indiana. They won 26-24 in the first set and then really took care of the Hoosiers. And I was kind of surprised by that because Indiana was a team that was coming on, and I thought they had a chance. And you can see some visible blood on the hand there of Megan Bauer, but she looks to be okay. That's taken care of, and she's back in there and ready to serve. Then Penn State trying to close it out. Oh boy, how do you stop that? What a strong play by Megan Hodge in the middle, and Penn State comes through, and they take the first set by